Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We're going to go a little bit in depth on the state of the WWE Wrestlemania 42 card that's going to be coming up. As of right now, we have four matches that have been named, signed, sealed, and delivered. I think after watching last night's edition of Monday Night Raw, I think we can see the direction that two matches are going. And then I would bet the house that one other match is going to be coming. That's seven matches as of right now. Basically, I'm just trying to figure out where everybody is going to shake up. They are trying to make, I think it's the goal every year that they want WrestleMania to be bigger than the WrestleMania before. As of right now, WWE is also trying to sell tickets. I've gotten a text just before going live from my buddy Isaac that WWE has dropped WrestleMania tickets as well. The text that he sent me basically says that you can get 2-day passes in the 400s as low as $341. I don't know what that is including fees. So maybe a $340 ticket with fees, possibly around $500. But you're sitting in the 400 section. You're sitting at the opposite end of the stadium than the stage. I remember honestly when I went to WrestleMania 26 and I won those tickets. They were free thanks to WWE Comics. I've got a few videos that I've made and I've talked about winning that contest. I don't think I would have gone to YouTube to make wrestling videos. I don't think that I would have became the wrestling fan that I am. If I don't make wrestling videos, I never meet Ravi, Miguel, Jim. I don't think I go to six other WrestleManias after that one. Maybe I would have gone to one by myself, but I really kind of highly doubt that I ever would have. But I remember I was sitting in the hundreds. I was pretty much exactly across the stadium from where the stage was. I had pretty good seats. They weren't great. I would say that they were probably close to where we sat WrestleMania 27. Those seats, I remember they costed $100. And I believe with fees and taxes, I think they were 125 when we went to Atlanta, but I'm not really 100% sure. But I know when I look at my actual ticket, it says the word friend on it for some reason. I think that might have been the the password that we used to the pre-sale. And then it says 100 on it. I'm pretty sure. I think I had that ticket and it's autographed by The Miz. I met him at the Sacramento airport one day, and I think he was pretty surprised that I had that ticket. And he did sign it. He seemed like he was really out of it. He didn't really talk to me that much, honestly, but I could see on his eyes when I saw that he realized what it was, that it was awesome. But I have had, when it comes to WrestleMania 42, a weekend. That's the only way to put it. Not once, but twice. I thought I was going to WrestleMania 42 over the last couple of days. I received a text message, and I was kind of really busy at the time. And like when you read a message, but you don't really have the full thought of replying because you don't have the time to do it at the time. You only kind of get half of the story. You read the blurb, but you don't read the whole thing. I honestly thought that I was being offered WrestleMania tickets for a steal of a deal of a price, to the point where I was adding it up in my head and I was like, I think I have to do this just because I don't think I will ever get another chance to do this. And it turns out that when I talked it over, I found out that the deal wasn't what I thought it was. And I really wasn't ready to commit. But just today, I was texting, and it kind of sounded honestly like Ravi wanted to go. Assault and Battery 777. Um, I thought it was crazy because last night he put up a video. It kind of went live. I noticed at the end of Monday Night Raw. Maybe he made it during Raw. But I kind of thought he had the feel that maybe WrestleMania was going to be good, but I don't think he really wanted to commit. I think the state of his video when I watched it kind of made it seem like he was a little excited about WrestleMania, but he didn't want to get his hopes up because there's not a whole lot on the table as of right now. Let's just say it. There's a WWE Championship match on paper. Right now, we got Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. And we don't even know if that's going to happen. And we won't know until Friday when Cody fights Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. And then even if there's a winner of that match, how does this impact the match? Let's say Cody beats Drew. Drew's just on the outs at WrestleMania. Let's say that Drew beats Cody. Let's say that Drew even goes out of his way and gets disqualified. You're going to have a WrestleMania without Cody Rhodes? I know that on Unreal, they tried to make it seem like The Rock wanted to dump Cody Rhodes from the title picture. The Rock said, hey, Kevin Owens versus John Cena will be a bigger WrestleMania 41 than Cody Rhodes. Where was Cody going to go? Was Cody going to go fight for the Intercontinental Championship? This makes no sense at all. It kind of shows you how removed from the product The Rock really is. And I think now, as we're a year down the road from the Elimination Chamber, when The Rock was saying this, that I think he's even more removed from what's going on. When I saw that he sent Bianca Belair flowers after her finger surgery the other day, which I still don't understand why it's been a year and she's finally getting the surgery on her finger. I was kind of wondering, like, was The Rock sending her the flowers because he thought that she was, still on the roster? She's still on the roster, but not like still think that she's wrestling. Maybe. What's up, Duke? I appreciate you stopping by. We're just going to be running down the card of WrestleMania really fast. I don't got a whole bunch, but basically, I was talking to Ravi, and I was just throwing it out there. If you want to go, if Miguel wants to go, I'm in. Hands down. I think that we could tear up Vegas and we would have fun. Do I want to go by myself? No, not really. But I had those two conversations on back-to-back days on Monday and Tuesday, I believe. And both of those, I was like, if these conversations go a certain way, I'm just buying my ticket. I'm just buying my plane ticket, and whatever happens, happens. I don't think that you could have a horrible time in Las Vegas. I even think with this WrestleMania card, you're not going to have a really bad time. But if I had a chance to go, I think I would go. But even as prices drop, I'm not crazy about paying these prices. And as I was making my WrestleMania 42 tips and tricks, the Las Vegas video, where I used my tips from last year that I got from watching a lot of videos. And then I'm trying to update those the best I can with my feelings about how my trip went last year and trying to give our recommendations of doing this, doing that. I was going and I was looking at hotels, and I went and looked at the WrestleCon hotel, which is the Horseshoe. And because of the fact that they no longer do the trick with the fees on the hotels for staying at one of the resorts, the resort fees, the Horseshoe Hotel was $170, and I don't really remember what the fees were at the Westgate. I don't think there was any resort fee, but I remember I only paid $109 a night, and just the $50 a night fee was enough for me to I don't know. I got to get out of here. I don't know. And I think as you get closer to the hotel, there's a chance that some goes down. But I think hotel prices go up because they know that it's kind of like with airline tickets that you're you're what's the word I'm looking for here? I guess that you're just kind of like desperate, I guess you could say. So, looking at this, we've got WWE Championship, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. This is going to be a very big match. I will tell you this much. They had an awesome promo. I don't know when the next promo is going to be. It might be 2 or 3 weeks because I know that Roman's only going to do so many days on the way to WrestleMania. And Punk said that WrestleMania was 7 weeks away. I didn't understand the last line of CM Punk's promo. I understand at one point he put Roman on the list without really noticing what he was saying, and then just speed it up, trying to not get people to react, thinking about Chris Jericho or anything like that. If Jericho comes to WrestleMania, Jericho's not going to be involved in this Roman Reigns versus Punk match. I got a text today, I believe it was from Ravi, honestly, to tell you the truth, talking about if the storyline is going to turn of CM Punk turning heel in this match and showing the Elimination Chamber when he was walking in the back, seeing his shadow in the background behind CM Punk. I didn't catch it in the meantime. I didn't see the actual video. I only saw the screen grab. And immediately I just was thinking, like, I understand that Triple H, the writing team, they do this a lot. They put things in the background. You remember the rabbits and things like that that are always popping up, making you think of Bray Wyatt and things like that. I just was thinking, man, maybe this honestly was just a mistake. Maybe it was just somebody walking backstage. It's not like, seeing Finn Balor and Damian Priest having a conversation in the background. That is set up on purpose. They're not going to just have a live set and just have two guys talking in the back for no reason. Um, Kind of thinking maybe like is Paul Heyman gonna join back up with CM Punk? I think that this match is a lot about Paul Heyman. But Paul Heyman has enough going on in WWE. I don't think he's getting involved in this match as of right now. The last line of CM Punk's promo, just basically saying that he's going to bury him like his father. That makes me think that CM Punk killed Roman Reigns' dad. I didn't really understand that one, especially coming from the babyface. You say that you want to have a promo and you want to bury somebody. I get that much. We made the jokes about Triple H using the shovel back in the day so much, but I really didn't know. But I'll tell you this much: as it gets closer, I can see myself getting more excited about this match. I think at one point it has to get physical. I don't think they want to get it physical right now because of the fact that we're 7 weeks away from WrestleMania. But the second that we see somebody get beat up, the second that we see somebody bleed, I think this is going to be a WrestleMania main event that we care about. As of right now, touched on this a second ago, we've got a WWE Championship match. We've got Randy Orton, who won your Elimination Chamber, going up against Drew McIntyre, your WWE Champion. The big stars on this is that on SmackDown, Drew is going to fight Cody. Um, when you look at this, I think there's more characters involved on SmackDown that are close to being in the number one contendership. But how many guys are we going to have? Are we going to have a fatal four-way? Are we going to have some sort of a five-way, a six-pack challenge? I'm always a fan of those myself. I just love traditional one-on-one matches. I think that when you put three guys, if not even more, into WrestleMania, I think you're just scared and you had time to push somebody to make them a star and you effed up. And I just honestly think that's the way that it's going to be. If I had to draw out what I think a really good WrestleMania, main event for SmackDown is, I think it has to be Cody versus Drew, but it has to be the end of their storyline for the foreseeable future. But how do you screw Randy? Randy's just going to be standing there. Randy and Cody will always have a storyline because of legacy back in the day. P.S. If we get that match and we don't get Ted DiBiase showing up at least one time on Raw, pulling a Brian Christopher or something like that, I don't know what you're doing. The guy needs help. I don't think he's gone to jail yet. I think you can have that guy show up. Yeah, people are going to say things, but you just don't say things on the show and you let it pass. I think that would be awesome. Legacy reunion, if in any way. Basically DiBiase sorting with one guy. I don't know. I'm booking this on the fly, but I think it honestly makes sense. It's gonna come down to being Randy Drew and Cody. But what happens to the side characters? There's guys on there, Jacob Fatu, Sami Zayn. Who I don't really want to see them fight each other. Where do they go from here? I don't know. I think that the SmackDown, honestly, right now, they got star power, but it's really kind of a mess. I'm really waiting for Friday. I think that it's must see TV, but on paper, Randy versus Drew is our match. Raw Women's Champion, we have Stephanie Bakir coming up against Liv Morgan. Liv's promo on Monday Night Raw, I think it's signed, sealed, and delivered. Liv Morgan's winning this match. Her promo basically told you that, she's privileged, she's a star, she's been doing this for years, she's been working her ass off, she's finished runner-up in 2 Royal Rumbles, where she thought she was close to achieving this goal right here. I think she's bringing the gold back to Raw. I don't know if there's going to be a Judgment Day for her to party with, but Stephanie Bakir has been an awesome champion, but as of right now, the Raw women's division, even after losing Rhea Ripley, is so strong. You've got name after name who's not booked for WrestleMania, who I don't even know what they're going to do. And these are 2 of the strongest right here. SmackDown, they got a good one. Rhea Ripley left Monday Night Raw. She said she's going to be there on Friday, face-to-face stare down between her and Jade Cargill. I think that Rhea was a surprise because of the fact that she was the women's tag team champions with Io Sky. I really thought they were going to be doing something with those tag titles, especially with having so many tag teams. But Rhea versus Jade is 2 powerhouses meeting up in the ring. I think when they signed Jade Cargill from AEW, this is the match they thought they were going to get in the past. This is a big one for WrestleMania. The Storm is coming right here. Rhea, top woman in the division, top woman in WWE. We know this from her SmackDown, I was going to call it SmackDown versus Raw, WWE 2K rating. I believe she either got a 99 or a perfect 100. I can't believe one or the other, but I wouldn't be surprised that somehow Jade gets out of there with the belt still. She doesn't have to beat Rhea, but I wouldn't be surprised if they push her all the way to the limit and they don't find a way because they know where she really is. Last night, Monday Night Raw, we had Jimmy Uso in the ring with Austin Theory after basically attacking Austin Theory and Logan Paul in the back. LA Knight helped. He drove Paul Heyman off in the ambulance. No real storyline about where LA Knight took him and dumped him. It'd be funny, honestly, if LA Knight just drove him to the hospital and put him there, like being the ambulance driver was like his part-time gig. You would think like every time that you see a wrestler in an ambulance as the driver, he would stop at a point and he would go in the back and he'd start putting a beat down on Heyman as well. But LA Knight just drove off and we never saw him again. So maybe Heyman ends up in the desert, buried up to his neck, and there's a vulture flying around. But I'm dreaming that could be something that's going down. I think what we're getting is the tag team titles. I think the Usos are calling out the Vision. Seems like they've found their way into a match that could have been there. I was really ready for Logan Paul to get the match with Seth Rollins, but I think the story is going to be bigger than him, and I think it's going to be about Paul Heyman after last night. But Logan Paul and Austin Theory, the team kind of reminds me of Chris Masters and Carlito going up against Big Show and Kane, WrestleMania 22, I think. Even though Carlito and Chris Masters didn't get the job done that night, I'm pretty sure. I think Logan Paul and Austin Theory are going to win those titles. The Usos, what are we doing here? Naomi's going to have that baby sooner than later, and I think Jimmy's going to be at home. Why did the Usos call out having an open, they wanted to be fighting champions. They wanted an open challenge. We had to wait 3 weeks to get Otis and Tozawa, and the Usos haven't put the tag titles on the line anywhere. Not on SmackDown, not on Raw, not on Elimination Chamber, not on Main Event. Just completely dumped, gone away. Last night, we crowned a new, Intercontinental Champion, Penta. I don't really know where they're going with Penta as of right now. I didn't write down anybody's name, but I have a whole list of names of guys looking for matches on the back of this. United States title, Carmelo. I love Carmelo Hayes. I'm a big fan of his. Collect his rookie cards, buy every single one that I see. I'm going to take a risk here. Carmelo is the first guy that I'm willing to go has a championship in WWE and will not fight on the WrestleMania card. I think he'll put the title on the line on SmackDown. They'll try to make SmackDown mean like it's a big match. There is one saving grace. ESPN put out that on Saturday as well as Sunday night, the first hour of WrestleMania will be on ESPN. I think this is a trick. I think they're playing on words. It is WrestleMania, but there's a big part of me who does not think that they're actually going to put WrestleMania matches on ESPN. I think that it would be record breaking. I think that it would be awesome. Are they trying to get dollars? Yes. But do I think it will be the return of pre-show matches? I honestly do. I think there will be a WrestleMania pre-show with matches, more than likely one, if not two, on each night. But I don't think those will count towards the actual WrestleMania matches that are on the show. Maybe they do, and the actual WrestleMania matches get more time in the long run. There was 14 matches with no pre-show matches on the WrestleMania 41 card. Think about that. So maybe Carmelo finds a way to put the United States title online. Intercontinental title, AJ Lee came out on Raw. She said that she wanted to be a fighting champion. Next week on Raw, we're going to have a gauntlet match. It's going to feature every woman on Monday Night Raw who's basically not booked. We've got Roxanne Perez. We've got Io Sky. We've got Carrie Sane. I think there's like 6 girls in there. I don't think it's an actual championship match. I think it's girl after girl after girl. Wouldn't be surprised if Maxine's in there. Wouldn't be surprised if Natty's in there. I saw the list when I was making my Raw review last night, but I just don't remember everybody's name. But in the long run, I think that AJ Lee will win a Monday Night Raw match. But when it's WrestleMania time, I think it's AJ Lee against Becky Lynch in a rematch. Becky Lynch is possibly either going to show up at the end and win the gauntlet match as a surprise entrant, if it is going to be for the title shot at WrestleMania, or she might just break up the match so there is no Monday Night Raw defense for AJ Lee. But I would pencil in AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch guaranteed for that spot. Julia is your United States champion. I don't really know a lot about Julia, other than I remember she fought, I think she was in Money in the Bank. The women's, I think that might have been the only match I've ever really seen her in. Kiana James, who is her manager, had one hell of a showing in the Elimination Chamber. She put her front forward, walked into that chamber, blew everybody's mind. And when she was in there, I think she got the first elimination, and it was a good showing for her. Is Julia going to get upset that Kiana, upstaged her, and that Julia is going to put the United States title on the line against Kiana James? That honestly is a really big possibility there, but I'm not really quite sure. The women's tag team titles just changed last week. We got Nia Jax and Lash Legend as your new champs. The only thing is, there's a whole laundry list of women's tag teams here. Alexa and Charlotte, Bailey and Lyra, the Bellas, Julie and Kiana James could be used as one of theirs to stay as a team. We've got Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Judgment Day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 teams, 1 championship. That's all we got. I'm not really quite sure what they're going to do with this. At one point when it was Rhea and Io, it made a lot of sense that we were working towards some sort of ladder match as a dream for the tag team titles. I'm not really quite sure where they're going. I don't think we're going to go Attitude Era gauntlet match with with your tag titles. But anything honestly is possible to get as many women onto the card as we can. I think that we're working towards Americano versus Americano, Gable versus Kaiser. I wouldn't be surprised with the Americano team of Uno and Dos, or is it Royal and Bluo or something like that? The red and blue guy. Um, to hang with them. If they did that, maybe they do a 6-man tag and you include Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. I think that is one hell of a way in order to do that. Dom versus Finn, even though the Dom isn't in the Intercontinental title picture, there is definitely going to be some sort of a blow up with the Judgment Day. Maybe we put JD McDonough in the shark cage up there above the ring, or he's just on the outs. We feel like, JD and Dom are better friends, but JD owes Finn Balor for his career, for his spot in the Judgment Day, for his training, that he's conflicted on who he's going to help, what side he's going to be on. Brock Lesnar, he showed up on Raw 2 weeks ago and he issued an open challenge. Brock Lesnar was there. He had Paul Heyman with him. Brock Lesnar doesn't seem like he's a part of the vision. He seems like he is with Paul Heyman, but he seems like he is a bigger priority than Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Seth Rollins has showed up. He is not medically cleared. I think if we're going to have him unmask twice now already, Chamber and on Raw, I think they know he is going to be cleared, or they would keep the mystery on him on whether he's actually going to be there or not. I understand that Brock Lesnar and Obafemi is one hell of a match to dream about. Obafemi strutting his way on down to the ring. Oh, yeah. Who doesn't get up in their living room and do that as he's making his way down to the ring? I'd be willing to bet. I think Brock and Seth is the matchup. I think it's a WrestleMania 35 rematch 7 years later. I can honestly tell you that I got home late that day. It's one of the first WrestleManias that I just didn't care about. I know 36 happened in COVID and everything changed, even though I really wasn't watching wrestling as much. There was nothing else on that day. So I watched it with Mike as well as with Justin. But when I got home and found out that Rollins and Lesnar was the opening match and it was short, I think it ended in about a minute, if not 30 seconds, because Lesnar wanted to get the hell out of New York. I never even went back and watched it. Since then, WrestleMania 39 came and went, and I've never seen it, even to this day. There are things that I do want to see someday, but I haven't really fired up, the Peacock or the Netflix, or even put the Blu-ray in order to watch it. But Seth versus Brock, I think, is the match. The whole buildup is based around Paul Heyman. I don't know if that means Paul Heyman does the whole CM Punk and Ryback Hell in the Cell deal, where Paul Heyman puts himself into the match, where he's getting beat with the kendo stick and stuff like that. But I think the lead up, I think the storyline for this match is going to be Paul Heyman. From there, I've got a laundry list of wrestlers that I don't know what to do with. I'll tell you the truth. This is where I got my list from. I went to WrestleMania 41 and I wrote down every wrestler that has wrestled on a PLE or a Saturday night's main event. I didn't include a Royal Rumble. I didn't include Evolution. And if you're hurt like Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, if you're having a baby like Naomi, I don't have you on my list. But there's a lot of people. And I think as of right now, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm at 10 matches. Last year had 14. Like I said, there's a good possibility. Maybe we get 2 more because of the ESPN deal, and maybe they'll do a pre-show with matches so ESPN can show matches. Maybe we get to 16, but that's only six other matches that I'm missing. Gunther, yeah, big time dude involved in WWE. I was really hoping that we would see something from him where he showed a little bit of a good guy side. And I was willing to say maybe he humbles himself to the point where he challenges Brock Lesnar and goes after his career. Um, or something close to that. That was a match that a lot of people wanted to see at WrestleMania 39 a few years ago. But I'll tell you this much. The rest of this list, I don't see anybody on this list that I want to see Gunther about. So when I see the reports, they don't have any plans for him as of right now. I really think they don't have any plans, and they might just draw straws. But I don't want to see Gunther, especially after the career he's had in WWE, as your Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. What a waste that would be. I've got the New Day, the Creed brothers, the War Raiders, all former. Nope, the Creed brothers haven't won them yet. I want them to. I love the Creed brothers. I've got 2 different former tag team champions with no real place to go. I think those are guys really hoping for some sort of an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Maybe some sort of like number 1 contenders tag titles where they get the tag title shot on Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. Maybe Jacob Fatu, Sami Zayn, 2 of the biggest stars. I don't want to see them in a match against each other because honestly, it doesn't really make any sense. But where are they going to go? LA Knight, not my favorite dude, but a real fan favorite. People picked him to win the Royal Rumble. People think he's going to win the WWE Championship this year. Not being on WrestleMania isn't the right way to start. Last year, I think LA Knight was in the Intercontinental title match on Raw. I think that's where he was. I think it was a 4-way. But we got to find somewhere for him. Rey Fenix filled in on WrestleMania because of an injury. I think he's just going to be a dude in the back. A big one here. I've got 2 big ones. Tiffany Stratton, Io Sky. I don't know. Back in the day on Monday Night Raw, back in the day of WrestleMania, there was a SmackDown versus Raw match every year that they would just kind of put guys against each other, whether if it was Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. And it was just kind of sort of like a dream match of like, hey, we don't have something for either one of these guys. Let's just put them in a really big match to get them there. I don't know how those girls are getting left off WrestleMania. They got to find something for them. Bianca hurt her finger. She's not going to be there. I wrote her name on accident. Damian Priest, former World Heavyweight Champion on Monday Night Raw, that when he moved to SmackDown has not panned out the way that they thought, honestly, that it was going to. This guy has become just a dude. He had that long feud against Aleister Black that went forever, and we never really got anything out of there. We've got women. We've got Zelina. Chelsea Green, I think, is hurt, but they keep letting her do things on SmackDown where she comes out in the wheelchair. I don't think they would be letting her do things in the wheelchair, especially getting physical inside of the match, if she was really, really hurt. So maybe the foot is not as hurt as much as we think it is. R-Truth wrestled in 2 main events. One of them Saturday night's main event, one of them on a SmackDown that ended up not even being a match. But gotta wonder what the heck's going on with that. Solo Sikoa, a guy that I thought the world of a year ago, now is just kind of hanging out with the Wyatt Six. I don't even know who has the SmackDown tag titles, but we're waiting on something for that. The Street Profits, the team that I don't really even know what's going on there. Rusev versus Sheamus had a singles match against each other. Sheamus, I haven't seen in a while. I don't know if he's hurt. Rusev's about to lose a match on Monday to Obafemi. We've got Shinsuke Nakamura that was on Saturday night's main event because of AJ Styles. If AJ wasn't retiring, I don't think Shinsuke would have been in that spot, but hopefully there's something for him. And the newest name to be added that I know they're going to find a spot for, whoop that Trick Williams. I'll tell you this much. There's a lot of names on there, guys that aren't booked. You could fill up an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal for them, but you're going to have to put them into matches. And as of right now, they need stories, and they need stories fast. 7 weeks until WrestleMania. We need to complete this card. That's our biggest hole right there. They've given us 4 big title matches. But what is going to set the table to get us there? We're basically not saying this show starts at 5. I'm going to turn it on at 6:30 because I don't want to see anything on the undercard. That's the biggest problem going right now with WrestleMania. What is the undercard? That's what we got to get to. So peace out. A little bit of a short one this week. Get on over to the main page. Lots of videos over there for people going to WrestleMania. Please check out WrestleMania 42 tips and tricks. Is it long? Yes. I put a little bit too much of my stories into there. If you want, find my WrestleMania 41 tips and tricks where it's just me giving the tips without my thoughts on them because I hadn't been to Las Vegas yet. Check that one out because basically I just add on a lot to there, and I do that one in about 20 minutes. So peace out, everybody. I'll see you guys down the road.